What's up, Dank homies? Nero here, and happy new year. Today we're going to be talking about the Mutalist Cernos. I noticed that a few other Warframe YouTubers like Life of Rio and m.c.i.k were making Mutalist Cernos videos with their ribbons and such, so I figured, hey, why don't I jump on that bandwagon and get some views too? I mean, why don't I make a video too, being I love this weapon so much, you know? So, the Mutalist Cernos is the infested version of the normal Cernos. When crafting this weapon, you will need this many credits, you will need a built Cernos, and then this other stuff here to make the Mutalist Cernos. And you can just purchase the blueprint right off the bat. You don't have to go to any special lab. You can just go and buy the blueprint right off the bat. Now, as for the stats for this weapon, it has some pretty high impact and not so high puncture and slash, and it has toxin at base, which is pretty good, and I'll show you guys the special mechanic with this weapon in a little bit. And it doesn't have that high critical chance and a normal critical multiplier, but those, you won't really worry about those too much with this weapon. But what makes this weapon stand out so much is the 45% status chance, which is absolutely insane. You can get to 100% status chance very, very easily with this weapon, with just like 2 simple dual stat element mods. Now, the special mechanic for this weapon is every time you shoot it or wherever the arrow goes, a cloud of proccing will appear. Not just the gas cloud that procs toxin, but this cloud will proc toxin and whatever elements you put on the weapon itself. So if you mod it with corrosive, it will proc corrosive over and over and over again on whatever is inside of that gas cloud, as well as toxin. Now, I have a couple of builds for this weapon, a few with a ribbon mod and some without a ribbon mod. You will have your toxin mods here for, you know, toxin damage. You have your 2 electric mods here for corrosive damage. You have heavy caliber for just extra damage. You have multi-shot for, you know, multi-shot or split chamber. And you have You have serration for even more damage. And terminal velocity is kind of a placeholder. The arrows are kind of slow, but this will really help it out, being that it doesn't do as much damage without a ribbon mod, but this will definitely help you make up for it so you can get those headshots. And this is mainly for Grenier, being that it's corrosive, but if you're going up against Corpus or Infested, then you can go ahead and replace Stormbringer with primed cryo rounds or just normal cryo rounds, and then you can replace high voltage with rhyme rounds. That will turn into viral, and you can use that against the other factions. Now, as for my builds that do use the ribbon mod, it is pretty much exactly the same thing, except I replaced terminal velocity with the ribbon mod itself. Now, my ribbon mod has 108% electricity and 99.6% multi-shot. With that multi-shot, it allows me to shoot 3 arrows instead of just 2, which incredibly increases my base damage here. You will see I have 13k corrosive, which is absolutely insane. Like, I just strip armor like there's no tomorrow. And now remember, every time every tick an enemy is inside of the gas cloud, it will re-proc corrosive over and over and over again until all the armor is completely gone. And I use the same ribbon for my viral build. I just pretty much do exactly the same thing. I replace the 2 mods here with cold mods so that I get viral, and you can use that against Infested and Corpus. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the build for corrosive without the ribbon mod against 1 Arid Heavy Gunner level 110. And you can see how I go about using this weapon. Try to aim for the head, and notice, like, after you shoot it once, you see all those corrosive procs going on. The next time you shoot it, you're gonna do a whole lot more damage. As a matter of fact, I may not even need to shoot it again because it'll just die. I think that was like 2 shots right there. Now, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that again against multiple enemies to show you guys how, like, you know, maybe a little bit closer to a normal scenario of how you would use this weapon. I forgot to heal. Alright, let's try that again. Now, keep in mind, normally you'll have other, you know, Warframe abilities to help you out with this weapon, So like normally I would use Anaris's pocket sand to blind the enemies, and then I'll just shoot them, and then they'll stay stuck inside of the gas cloud. And also, by the way, if you stick the arrow inside of them, it will follow them and do damage over time. Oh, well, yeah, like that. There's one more dude over here somewhere. Where'd he go? M.c.i.k, you know. Dead. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same test, but this time I'm going to be using the Riven mod instead of terminal velocity. And now it shoots 3 arrows instead of just 1. And now I'm one-shotting. Look at the Seeker. I keep missing him. Easy. Now, for the sake of just showing you guys that this weapon can completely strip off armor, I'm going to spawn a Corrupted Bombard Eximus, and then I'm going to blind him. It won't do any extra damage, the fact that he's blinded, because I'm just using a bow. But it will hold him still long enough for me to just shoot him, like, you know, a couple times. Notice, every time I shoot him, I do a lot more damage than before. Let me throw another blind at him. Oh, look! All the armor's gone, and now all the gas clouds are just taking care of itself. And he's dead. Now, in conclusion, this bow has been my favorite bow nearing the beginning of my whole Warframe experience. Now, this weapon gets a lot of hate, just like the Orvius used to, where like a lot of people say, oh, this weapon is terrible, it's not as good as the Dread. Well, if you build it wrong, it's not as good as the Dread, but if you build it right, it's better. And I highly suggest you guys go out and make this weapon. It is so fun to use, and this weapon can really carry you through most of the star chart, or even all of it. Now, before I end this video off, I want to say that I am sorry that I haven't been uploading as frequently as I normally do. I haven't been feeling so well recently, and the whole holiday stuff that was going on, and I have had a lot of meme block recently, so you know, when you're not feeling too well, you can't really get your greatest ideas and all that stuff. But in the comment section below, if you guys have any weapons you want me to make a build for or anything like that, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video, then go ahead and leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy the content, then go ahead and do so to join the Dank family. And we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. And the amount of support that's gone on this channel recently has just really been overwhelming, and I'm just so thankful for you guys. And I honestly don't think I could ever say it enough, but that's all I have to say for this video, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Don't change, don't change, don't change, even though life ain't the same. Say don't change, don't change, don't change, life gon' make it happen anyway. I say don't change, don't change, don't change, even though life ain't the same. Say don't change, don't change, don't change.